What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Hussle. Yes, it's the best money and credit channel on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell. So whenever I drop new sauce, new lessons, new methods, and giveaways, you'll be the first one to be notified. You'll be the first one to know what's going on. And hey, you might be the first one to win something for free. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell on all the YouTube channels. Also, make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. All you gotta do is go to the title on every video. Once you go to the title on every video, at the bottom of the description, all my social media links will pop up. All right. Got a lot of fake King Hustle pages out there, so please get a FaceTime verification call or video too. Make sure you see this face. Make sure you are doing legit business and you are getting what you paid for, right? And before we get anything started, this is all educational purposes only, not telling anybody to do anything. So let's get this thing started. Hey, let's get this thing started. Hey, what to do, my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, my real Hustle Nation Empire family members. And we are back at it again with the gems, back at it again with the sauce. Back at it again with the information that's going to turn you into a boss. So you're tired of being a zero. You ready to be your family hero? Listen up, take a seat, get your notepad and get your pen because you already know when I drop these videos, get them notifications. There's going to be some information that's going to help you win, keep you informed, or keep you entertained. So you know how we've been getting down over here on the channel. We back at it again with the new methods, the new scams, the new fraud tactics that's been going on that seem to be getting so many people the bag. I'm talking about mamas, daddies, cousins, brothers, sisters, aunties, uncles, even the little baby. I'm talking about babies out here making thousands of dollars. Yes, I'm talking about 1 year olds, 2 year olds, 3 year olds, can't even talk yet, can't even walk, but they got a lump sum of money. And a lot of people are trying to figure out what's going on. And by people seeing everybody with some money, especially on social media, they're getting an itch to try to do what everybody else is doing or do what everybody say they're doing because they see it. They see these methods. They see these scams. They see these lows. They see all this on social media. And once you see it so much, you get brainwashed. So it's a lot of new methods. There's a lot of new scams out there. And a lot of these methods and scams are scams and fraud methods that's been going on for a very long time. It's just as the world evolves, the scam and the methods evolve. And a lot of people think they're new, but a lot of people be like, what's the wave? What's this and that? It's not a such thing as a wave. There are so many different ways that people are starting to find loopholes in the system and different things to get some money. Because at the end of the day, wherever there's money being made, you can best believe there's going to be some type of scam or fraud being committed. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about these new check methods that's going on, how check fraud has definitely evolved because the methods that they're using today, they wasn't doing back then. Well, nah, it wasn't doing it back then. Some of these things didn't even exist. So scammers commit check fraud by creating fake checks, stealing legitimate ones from the mail, or using chemical washing to alter payees' names and amounts. So we all know people be out here washing checks, they be out here stealing checks, and they be out here making checks. So it's different ways that people create or access or possess checks. Like everybody don't go out here robbing mailboxes. Everybody don't go out here doing getting checks and then washing them. And everybody don't know how to make checks. It's just all about what works best for that scammer or that fraudster. So people be like, "How do you get checks?" Well, I don't know. Different ways how they do it. So they often target victims through fake jobs or overpayment scams, persuading them to deposit fake checks and send them back funds before the bank realizes that it is counterfeit. So, in that case, there are times that people, because at the end of the day, money is the root of all evil. Money rules the world. So, if somebody got a random check in the mail, no, even better. So, let's say somebody was trying to buy something offline or something like that, or some shoes, clothes, or whatever, and they sent the person a check for it. And so let's say the item was $600, but they sent the person $2,600. So they're gonna say, "Oh, my somebody accidentally blah blah blah," because you more than likely that person is gonna cash that check for that $2,600, and when they cash that check, they know that that person has an account already, more than likely an aged account because most people do. So they're basically tricking that person into cashing that fake check for them. And once that person fraudulently cashes the check for them or is blindly or thirsty, because at the end of the day, if somebody is trying to buy something for me and they send me $2,000 extra dollars, I'm gonna automatically like, whoa, what's going on? Like, I ain't finna try to be that green and slow and go cash this check. Like, this something ain't right. But a lot of times, a lot of people do. So a lot of times, people cash the check, withdraw the funds, and the person calls or whatever, and like, hey, we accidentally, could you send back the money via whatever cash app or whatever? And people actually do it, and then the bank says, hey, that check is fake. You owe us $2,600, and they're like, oh my god. So people have been getting tricked and duped that way, but believe it or not, and that's a scam. That is not fraud. So check washing, using chemicals like acetone or nail polish to remove or nail polish remover to remove ink from checks, stolen mailboxes, allowing fraudsters to rewrite the payee in the amount. So there's a lot of different. See, people that got so much time on their hands, point blank, period. And by people having too much time on their hands, they figure out a lot of different things. And by most criminals think about the wrong thing. So if a criminal is thinking about a way how to do something wrong and figure out loopholes, they're gonna do it. And that's how basically people figured out nail polish remover and acetone, brake fluid, brake fluid, and brake fluid and stuff like that could wash the ink off a check so they can reprint or rewrite that check. So counterfeiting and fake checks. All right. So producing realistic checks using desktop scanners, printers, and software, often featuring real company names without their knowledge. So this part right here, this scam right here with the counterfeit fake checks, producing realistic checks using desktop scanners, printers, softwares, and often featuring real company names without their knowledge. Now, this part right here, this is where I was talking to y'all, telling y'all about in previous videos about how hackers are now compromising companies' databases and basically getting into the HR or whatever they need to get into to get the actual information for that company's checks. So they're gonna get the check, um, how it look, all that. Like they're gonna get all the information that they need to make the exact same check. And people are hackers or scammers are basically making realistic checks and basically having it as if this person is on payroll. So you got Walmart's, Targets, all these different places out here that are mainstream, that are all over the place, and basically people are just random because you don't really work at the place no way. So people are so basically they go on the dark web, find somebody is like, hey, I'm in this to state or whatever. The hacker, whoever on the other end that's on the dark web will go do their research, search that city, that state, that Walmart, get that or whatever store, get that information and produce checks, and then produce the checks as if it's their own payroll. So they're gonna have so much information that they're gonna know which days that company issues they checks and all different types of stuff, what check number sequence that the checks are in, all that. So it's gonna look like an actual real check. So if the company was to call and verify, because most companies call and verify, say, do you have a check number sequence with this amount? And that they don't really check the name because it's a lot. They just already really check. So, and then it's like a Best Buy, Target, Walmart. Like these are common places that people work at. So if it looks like a real Walmart check and somebody walks in there that looks like they actually are a normal person that's cashing a check, then of course it's gonna, you know what I'm saying? So hackers and scammers are hackers basically are basically getting real elaborate and getting real detailed with this new method of creating fraudulent checks and finding businesses and common businesses and basically making fraudulent checks as if this person is on a payroll. So let's say somebody want to buy two checks, they have it on the days that that company actually get paid, and it be out in advance. So if you know the like the date of the pay period, so you can calculate when the next time they get paid. And it's getting real out here with them new methods. So, mail theft, stealing outgoing mail such as bill payments to directly alter or copy check details. So, people are stealing mail, point blank, period. Going in people's mailboxes, stealing mail, robbing mail carriers, staking out on businesses and seeing when they mail out their checks and different things so they can rob the mailbox and all different type of things. It's even getting to the points where they have actually taking lives of mail carriers just to steal the mail. It's getting real. That's ridiculous. Shit. Like it's not that serious. So alter checks, modifying existing checks by changing the amount or adding the payee name by adding the name to a check. So people basically instead of changing the amount and things like that, they just try to change the name or they might actually keep everything the same and get a fake ID matching that name with their picture. So it just all depends. So if somebody doesn't want to go through the hassle of getting a fake ID because they feel like it's not going to work, they just change the name to their name so they can use a real ID. If somebody feels like as if they can get a fake ID to that name so they can keep the check the same, that's what they're going to do. So it's all about what the situation that the fraudster or that it's in at the time and what route they want to take, because everybody don't know how to change the name. Everybody don't know how to do everything. So common scenarios used by scammers to get people to cash fake checks. So fake job offers. All right. So victims are hired as personal assistants or mysterious shoppers sent a check for equipment and instructed to buy gift cards or wire money back. So goofy people falling for that scam. Overpayment scams, basically the same thing. A buyer sends a check for more than an item price, requesting the seller to wire the difference back. Like I told you guys, lottery and prize scams. The victim is notified that a prize win, notified of a prize win, but must send money to cover the taxes via bogus check deposit. People actually falling for that. So key to the key description. So why it works. So federal law requires banks to make funds. So this is why a lot of people. This is something that people learn and figure out that makes them want to do it so much. So federal law requires banks to make funds from deposited checks available quickly, usually within 1 to 5 days, but it could take weeks to uncover the forgery. So scammers rely on the delay in the system, urging victims to send the money before the bank notifies them that the check hasn't bounced, leaving the victim responsible for the lost funds. So that's why people do check fraud and bank fraud so much, because they understand the system. They understand that, like I tell y'all all the times, the banks, these businesses, and these different places make it easier for the consumer, for the customer. But at the same time, they're making it easier for the scammers and the fraudsters, because the same way that the consumer, the customer is trying to get a bank account, get a loan, get a credit card, and or cash a check and get checks, the scammers and the fraudsters are doing the exact same thing, just in fraudulent ways. So people know that banks, when you deposit a check, a X amount clears depending on the account. So if it's an aged account, a lot, the whole check might clear, because it just all depends on the bank account. And most times people just get whatever clears and get up out of there and leave the rest, or get what they can and then leave everything to fall on the victim, whoever account they use. So that's why a lot of people are committing check fraud in today's world. So how to protect yourself from these type of things: avoiding public drop-off mailbox. Take mail directly to the post office. A lot of people are they made it easier for us to not have to drive far and go directly to the post office, but people are breaking into these mailboxes and stealing mail, and people are starting to miss their payments and things like that. So it's messing up a lot of different things. So start going directly to the post office to mail things off. Use permanent ink pens to fill out checks. There are permanent ink pen chins to fill out checks, so it's impossible to even wash the check and, you know what I'm saying, do anything fraudulent to it. So make sure you guys are using those type of pens. Never deposit a check from someone you don't know or trust. Don't just go being thirsty and green, and it's a lot of people out here that doesn't have common sense. Point blank period. So them seeing that check is gonna feel like a come up to them, and they getting over on somebody, but at the end of the day, they getting over on you. So be more smart, be more cautious, and be more aware with that. All right. So if a check is overpaid, return it and ask for the correct amount. Don't Same thing. Don't be so thirsty. Be wary of any job requires you to deposit a check from and immediately send the money back. That should be a red flag that it's a scam. So this is all about understanding and having the knowledge. Because if you have the knowledge, the red flags will present itself by itself, because the knowledge is stored up here and the brain works in mysterious ways. It works for you. I'm trying to tell you, like, you can look at something and see what's going on and dissect, and your brain will dissect it, and it automatically tell you, like, that's a scam, that's fraud, that's somebody that's being, that's like a sixth sense. So utilize that brain. Start understanding that the only way you can ever mature your brain and gather common sense is getting the right information, and one to get the right information, and one to do better, and one to stay safe and more cautious, and more aware out here in this real crazy world that we all are living in, because these are real things that's happening. We at war right now, for crying out loud. So we at war. What you think else gonna happen? Yes, scams has been up 600 to 800% since COVID-19. So people are really into this scam and fraud world because they're starting to. There's more people getting into it and more people are making money. So it's all about being more safe, being more cautious, and being more aware. Make sure you guys are getting your Norton LifeLock to monitor all your social media accounts and financial accounts to make sure no suspicious activity is going on, and it will monitor the dark web to make sure none of your personal information is on there being sold. So make sure you guys are getting your Norton LifeLock. Make sure you guys are freezing all three of your credit profiles, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. If it's frozen, nobody can get anything in your name, not even you. So make sure you freeze those until it's ready for you to utilize them. And make sure you guys are getting new credit card or debit cards every so often. We tap, swipe, insert, order online, go out of state, use these cards so often. And we keep these cards for years. So just imagine how many different places you didn't use your card and how many different databases your card is on. And then think about how it's always a text message or something saying it's a compromised leak or hack going on. So you get new cards with new information, it's a fresh start, and that old information no longer be valid, and you can start all over. So make sure you guys are getting those Norton Life locks, freezing them credit profiles, getting new cards to keep yourself more safe. Be more aware and more cautious on what's going on out here in this real crazy world that we all are living in. All right. So shout out to all my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, because without y'all, there be no me. Y'all motivate me keep going. Y'all motivate me keep dropping the sauce. And y'all motivate me keep y'all entertained. So shout out to all of y'all. Anybody out there that's tired of being broke, because it ain't no joke, let's get to work. FaceTime 101 limited gems are $1,000. But for limited time only, I'm doing it for 600. Yes, 600 cash app or Bitcoin payment. Once the 600 is on your cash app or Bitcoin balance, send me a screenshot. Let me know you payment ready, and we will go from there. All right. No screenshots, no replies, no 21 questions, and please do not yell me. Make sure Make sure y'all book y'all see on the webinars Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 250. Make sure y'all book y'all see on the crypto tour and personal limited gems, 3,500. Make sure y'all book y'all see on the month long mentorship, $1,000. Make sure y'all checking out my vendor platforms on Telegram and the Potato App, me and their networking world. Still looking for people for the production company. Make sure y'all subscribe and hit the notification bell on my YouTube channels, my Twitches, my IGs, TikToks, and Snapchats. Make sure y'all checking out the crypto world because it's changing people's lives. Make sure y'all get in where y'all fit in with these lows, 120 and up. All right, cash out Bitcoin payment. Once you're ready, send me that screenshot. We're gonna go from there. All right. And with that being said, it's your boy King Hustle. Y'all know how to get down in these videos. I will see you at the next lesson video or live. Peace.